if you're a woman in her 50s who has a history of breast cancer, but you don't carry the BRCA gene, there's good news. But you have a woman in your family, your mother, your grandmother. Aren't we at a point now where mammograms should be looked at more closely as being not beneficial because of the radiation and what they ultimately find and don't find?
I think in the group you just illustrated, though, that's the one group where mammograms are very helpful because you have a higher risk woman because there's a family history, albeit with no BRCA gene. So those are the people where you're going to get more bang for your buck with, mammograms. The other thing is mammograms have come way down in the amount of radiation they do have.
Oh.
And if you believe that you've had radiation from other sources or you just absolutely don't even want whatever minimal risk, even if the benefit outweighs the risk, there are other approaches. You can do an MRI.
Breast MRI. Why wouldn't...
Cost.
Cost. And because it's not covered by insurance, a breast MRI?
May not be covered by insurance, and there may be a slightly increased risk of false positives as well.
I see.
But it's substantially more expensive than mammograms.
I've noticed you, literally in the last couple of years, I've seen a shift in you where you've gone from, let's just do the scan, to, I don't want you to do the scan.
Well, it's interesting because let's take the flip of longevity. What if you came to me and said, Rob, I want to get older. I'm doing this movie and I want to be so authentic. Make me 10 years older. What would we do? Well, first off, we'd go crazy. We'd blast you with radiation. We'd give you the amount of radiation that, maybe we'd give an individual with cancer.
Right.
And then I'd say...
You'd have me eat nothing but sugar all day.
Eat sugar all day. We're going to keep you up all night. And we're going to give you the worst sleep. We're going to give you kind of a jet lag phenomenon. Stop exercising, and we're going to basically have you gain weight. And we can magically, the radiation being the key factor, we can magically age you. So given that, do I really want someone to be taking, multiple abdominal pelvic CAT scans that clearly have some level of risk? We can argue about the amount, whether it's negligible or not. But yeah, that's how you age people. One of the groups that we really want to get a hold of are kids that get radiation therapy and chemo when they're 15 for leukemia, because we just made them 10, 15 years older.
Right.
And that's the group, if anybody really needs age reversal treatment, they're it.
Yeah. But can you point to, because I feel like there was a shift that happened very clearly with you specifically, where I heard you in when we would discuss things, whether it was me or my boys or Daisy or whatever, and all of a sudden I just really felt this. Was there something that you went one day? You went, I'm moving away from scans.
I think it was in the mid-teens, 2010, 2015, when I really just every night read about longevity and what it took to get older, what it took to get younger, and just went, I'm going to still do ionizing radiation CAT scans at times, but better be an overwhelming indication.
Right.
And it better really be we're not going to just do it on a whim, like you have a fear of brain cancer and then do a brain
just to put my
CAT
mind
scan.
at ease.
Yeah, we're not going to put your mind at ease with something that is potentially aging that organ and other associated areas. So yeah, I think that it really came about there where you saw the animal data, where if you want to take a mouse and basically make it twice as old, you just radiate the mouse.
Right.
All of a sudden it's got gray hair and it's hobbling and arthritis presents. You've just prematurely aged that mouse. So
right.
I think that, you see that a couple times and it gets you thinking that better be a really strong indication.
Well, there's also another factor, which is there was a time, and I think I could even quote you on this, when we were wrestling with something regarding me, and you said, and this is maybe 15 years ago, and you said, you know what? If you were 75, I'd say, let's do the scan because, by the time that catches up to you, you'll be gone. But at your age, I'm worried about, well, now with the advancements of, anti-aging and now we're looking at a longer lifespan, then maybe there isn't a age where you go, nah, just blast them with radiation.
That's true. I mean, you look at, say, the data we really have, in Japan, post radiation, and also obviously in Ukraine after Chernobyl, the damage accrues either immediately or it takes 25 years in certain instances. So we used to say, you're 65, we don't really care what happens to you at 90. And now we're going, maybe that's not true.
Right. Okay. How do you personally define longevity?
Well, to me, longevity is extending quality life.
So
as you
health
alluded
span,
to.
not lifespan.
So I think I'm saying, health span. No one wants to live to be 123 and break the world record if you're infirm and sitting in a wheelchair. However, if you're still engaging with your, great grandkids and you're still able to read the paper and keep up, I think everybody would want to hang in.
Yeah, yeah.